The great irony of this entire thing is that I couldn't fall asleep last night because I knew the text line was going to break overnight while I was asleep, and there was nothing I could do about it.
Okay, you're probably wondering, what is she talking about? So let's start at the beginning.
I don't know about you, but every day I receive so many spammy text messages and phone calls, and they're so annoying. And one day when I was reading hello and you earn 2 points buying bread, I thought, is there a way we can use this for good? So I spent the last 3 months, a lot of time and a fair bit of money creating a text message bot. But instead of annoying you, it's actually designed to improve your sleep. I built a hotline, and I'm about to find out if it actually worked.
This all started about a year ago when I set up a Google alert for bedtime procrastination, a phenomenon where you put off going to bed in favour of the short-term benefits from late-night activities like gaming, watching TV, or scrolling through your phone. You might justify it to yourself at the time so you can have more time to yourself. You deserve it. Or you might just be on autopilot and not even realise you're procrastinating. Basically, I wanted to make a video about this, and this alert emailed me when new research or articles came out. And then things exploded. Bedtime procrastination became such a hot topic that every media outlet wrote about it. Now, these articles focused on what we know about bedtime procrastination. It's linked to shorter sleep, poor sleep quality, and being fatigued the next day, which is bad for your mental and physical health. So it became the missing link in our collective languishing, the new thing we could all identify as bad and potentially feel guilty about doing.
But like a lot of things in psychology, bedtime procrastination is very nuanced. Sometimes it's not that bad for people because yes, they push back their bedtime, but they can also push back what time they go to work or school, so you end up getting the same amount of sleep. For some people, you really need that me time because it's the only time that you get to yourself all day. You're kind of taking revenge on your busy schedule that you can't control. But for others, bedtime procrastination is a real problem and it leads people to being chronically sleep deprived. And the one thing that really bothered me is for those people who do really want to change, there isn't a lot of info on how you can do that. Many of these articles just give a laundry list of sleep hygiene. So things like stick to a routine or put your phone away 1 hour before bed. And this may seem counterintuitive, but giving people a huge list of things like that is one of the worst ways to help. In research, just providing information about health generally doesn't lead to change. It also presumes that all of your behavior is coming from a place of self-control. Like, hey, you just need more self-control to put your phone away or to stick to that routine. And a list of all of these things is kind of overwhelming and makes you feel guilty for not doing them. So for those of us who want to change, it's important to note that this isn't just a problem of self-control or willpower. It's more a problem of strategy. And luckily, there are strategies that you can create that can help tweak our behavior, kind of nudge it in the right direction.
And this is where the hotline comes in. I wanted to try to help you create a specific strategy to your goals and life, but obviously in a way where I could communicate with everyone at once, and then you could take away something more personal and meaningful.
One way this has been done successfully in research is when people form something called an implementation intention. This is basically an if-then plan where you can create your own cue to tweak your behavior and even form a new habit.
For example, say you want to write a short story. You might create a plan like, if I'm drinking coffee, then I will write 300 words. Or maybe you want to get fit. So you say, if I open up the Reddit app, then I will pause and do 2 sets of lunges. The possibilities are endless, but the point is that you're more likely to act on your intentions with a specific plan in place. In the context of sleep, you might create a scenario that says, if the clock strikes 11 p.m, then I will stop watching YouTube and start brushing my teeth.
So I'm trying to figure out how to get you to form implementation intentions, but through text messages, and there's a couple of challenges. The messages that I can send can only be 160 characters. Emojis take up 2 characters, so I had to scrap all emojis, which is quite sad for me because my texting personality is that of a 70-year-old woman, so about 50% of the message is just emojis. I have to pay per text message that I send, so I want to do this well, but I also don't want to go broke, so I'm trying to do it in as few messages as possible. This is a communications challenge. I need to use really, really precise language and cue your thinking in a particular sequence so this can actually work. I've currently been doing this for 2 months, and I think by the time that it's finished, you're probably going to see me in 10 locations and 20 different outfits trying to send text messages. Which segues us to our next location and a very important side note. So text message marketing services are designed to capture as much as your information as they possibly can. But it's important to note, and I really, really want to let you all know, that I designed an anonymous survey, so I didn't actually collect anyone's data or information or phone number. All I could see was the location that they were coming from, so the area code, basically. This whole process was opt-in, and it was not my intention to spam people at all. Just wanted you to know that.
And after a few more weeks of testing, refining the language, and convincing all of my family and friends that they should text sleep to a random number to see what happened, the text line was up and running. I told you all about it through one of these hashtag shorts, and, well, you broke it. Kind of. In a good way.
Hello, Spike.
Hi, I'm a current customer and I'm interested in upgrading my plan. So when I set up the hotline, I thought it was a cool thing to do, but I didn't actually think it was going to be that popular. So I bought 500 text messages and they ran out in like 2 hours. I underestimated all of you, and for that, I'm sorry. I wanted to upgrade to the one that's 2,000 messages a month. I did already. I've tried to do it a few times yesterday and today, but I keep getting an error message.
I'll let you know that's done.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. So you're going to call me in a moment?
I'll call you back.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Maybe it's going to be fixed. We don't know yet. This is a good time to thank my patrons for supporting not only my channel, but these weird experiments that I get to do. There's 2 things that we've discovered today. One is that people are far more interested in bedtime procrastination and participating in my weird experiments than I would have expected. And the second is that bedtime procrastination is a byproduct of capitalism. The plan has upgraded. Okay, time for the results. So overall, everybody thought about their evening routine more frequently, which is pretty expected. If you fill in a survey or receive text messages talking about your evening routine, you're probably going to think about it more straight after. About half of the people who participated reported making a change to their evening routine, which is kind of incredible. Now, this had a stronger effect closer to when people took the survey. So what I mean by that is that people who took the survey less than a week ago or a week ago, the majority of them reported making a change to their evening routine. But those who took the survey 2 weeks ago or more than 2 weeks ago reported not really making a change. So there was kind of a fading of the effect of doing the survey. Of course, this is a bit sad, but it totally makes sense. In research, it's called a triangular relapse pattern, which basically means after people start an intervention, see a doctor, interact with a text message bot, they will make a change and they'll maintain it for maybe a week and then they'll slowly stop doing it. We've all been there. We've all set a New Year's resolution that lasted for a week and then we stopped.
And this is why having a laundry list of solutions is not effective for real behaviour change. It often just results in us feeling like we haven't done anything and guilty about not reaching a goal. And now, thanks to all of your responses, I know exactly what late night activities are keeping all of you from going to bed.
YouTube, Instagram, watching YouTube videos on end, Tinder, watching your videos, playing video games, nothing, Reddit, Discord, watching BrainCraft, books, porn, vacuuming. Who wants to vacuum? Ever.
Needless to say, you're all procrastinating sleep, but keeping the algorithms very alive.
Now, the one thing that we can't tell is if people actually got more sleep. I didn't measure sleep. Maybe we'll do that next time. But I think it is just incredible that people are thinking about their evening routine, that they're trying to have healthier behaviors, and I'm going to take that. I'm happy with that. All right, so for the rest of you guys who want to stop procrastinating so much in the evening, if that is a goal that you have, think about tweaking your environment in a way that's conducive to you achieving that goal. You can start by thinking through your evening routine and try to identify those activities that you're using to procrastinate. I think it's YouTube for a lot of you. I just have that feeling. I'm not saying stop watching YouTube, obviously, but you might just set some reasonable parameters around that of how much time you want to spend doing that every evening. And if you do want to stop procrastinating before you go to bed, you can set your own if-then plan for that. Remember to be really specific. So you might say, when my bedtime alarm goes off at 11 o'clock, I'm going to put my phone in the kitchen, turn it on Do Not Disturb, and start my nighttime routine, which is what I try to do. And I do it maybe 3 nights a week. So it's like moderately successful. This is really hard, okay? The worst thing that you can do is feel bad about not doing the right thing, because at the end of the day, there's no correct way to have an evening routine or to get the best sleep, really. You just have to do what works for you, and that's okay. As Matt Haig said in the Comfort Book, find a routine that's baggy enough to live in. Thank you so much to all of my patrons that support BrainCraft and also these weird experiments that we can do. I have actually set up a BrainCraft Discord server, so if you join at the $2 tier, you'll be able to participate in planning and designing and even executing the next experiment that we're doing. It's my goal just to do these weird experiments on the internet because I love them, they're so fun, and we find out such cool things about human behavior, so get amongst it.